a plan. Not that I usually have a plan, I really don't, but I figured I would go through and, can you tell I'm really tired, by the way? I slept till like, oh god, I slept till 10 today. Woke up, went to a couple meetings, and then went back to bed and slept till like 3. So I'm out of it. I could have kept sleeping too. I had the wildest dream about going to a wedding, but the wedding had like, as attendees, right? They had the that one baseball team that just kind of dances around the field and doesn't actually like play baseball. They do like flips and shit. Those guys. It's something to do with bananas, I think it is. Anyway, they showed up, and I was, for some reason, Dream Me did not think that was weird at all. Um, anyway, I figured for today's stream, I might go through and open up these, the One Ring starter sets for the Lord of the Rings role playing game. The One Ring role playing game, that is. I also was given the 5e version of the Lord of the Rings role playing like starter set. So like one is compatible with D&D 5e, the other one is for the One Ring role playing game. Both came from Free League. And Middle Earth Enterprises. They just sent it to me. I don't think they know that I've never seen Lord of the Rings, and that's fine. And so I figured I'd open like the 5e one first, because I know 5e. I know 5e like the back of my hand. I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings though. I've never seen it, which I know is a cardinal sin. And especially for like, I don't know, someone in the tabletop space especially, it's pretty rough to not have seen Lord of the Rings. I'm working on it, I swear. I'll see it eventually. I just don't, I don't know. I don't have the time, because everyone's like, oh, you have to watch it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they were like, well, you have to watch the extended editions. And I'm like, oh, okay. So hi, Simon Ninja. Welcome in. Happy to answer questions as well, by the way. I am doing a dedicated, like, how to be a content creator stream on Monday over on Twitch and YouTube. So I will be doing that at some point. But in the meantime, I guess we can open these up. Shout out to Free League for having me on their PR list, by the way. It's gotten to the point now where they don't even talk to me anymore. Anything that they just get in, they just send a copy to me, which has been crazy and also really nice of them. But I also just like opening things, which is the main reason that I'm opening it, and also chatting with you guys. So, how's your Thursday been? I heard there was some crazy news for those Critical Role fans out there. Hi, DVCU, how's it going? Where they were, apparently they're not using Daggerheart as their core system for the 4th season of Critical Role, which is interesting. I didn't see that coming. Apparently they're not even using the 2014 edition of D&D either, which is interesting. Oh, shit! Okay, so this is the starter set for the 5e edition of Lord of the Rings. They give you a bunch of, like, I guess, dice. Just a normal polyhedral dice set, and it just looks like plain dice, like the kind of chess X sort of stuff you get for like $9, but they have symbols on them. I don't know. Can you guys see? Is that the 20? And where is it? This the 1? Or is it the other way around? I didn't know I needed to know runes to figure out what this was. Is the 20 supposed to be on the side that's right next to the 14 and the 2 and the 8? Help. I don't know what these mean. Apparently I do need to be a Lord of the Rings fan, I guess, to know what's going on here. Oh, they have 2d20s. Oh, that's helpful. That's nice. I like dice sets that come with those. They don't have the percentile die, though, so I'm wondering if that's intentional. But interesting. Gavin, hey! And Hell says, my wife's friends forced her to watch Lord of the Rings Extended Edition starting at 7 p.m. at night and did a marathon. Needless to say, she has never fully watched the series. Yeah, I started watching the Extended Edition when I was down in LA visiting Ben one time. And was it with Ben? No, it might have been with an ex, actually. I can't 100% remember. And we started watching the Extended Edition, and I think I fell asleep. It wasn't even that late at night. I just didn't really care that much. Also, isn't there like a whole thing about some eagles or some shit? I don't know. Also, Real Ranger says it would have been a lot cooler if there were more gold to match the theme. Yeah, I mean, the other dice are just kind of like normal. They don't have any symbols on them, so it just goes like, here's the D12. For example. But I do like the little special sigils. I just wish I knew what they meant. Granted, this obviously isn't directed at people who don't know what Lord of the Rings are normally. Oh, they included their catalog. That's kind of cool. If you don't know anything about Free League, by the way, they just put out a game called Coriolis that they also sent my way. They did Outgunned, the Electric State, the Mutant Year Zero, so that's where like the Year Zero engine comes from. They also did, what else did they do? Tales from the Loop, the Walking Dead game that I got to try out. They publish a lot of Morkborg stuff and things like Pirate Borg and all the like variations of Morkborg. So it's pretty cool. I like them. They're a very nice team too. Pell says you did not truly watch Lord of the Rings, and someone does not mention the thing about Aragorn actually breaking his toe. Oh my god, yeah. I knew that before I even knew what it was referencing. It's like one of those old internet things that's just people think they're special by talking about it. I promise you, everyone knows. It's like that, and oh my god, what is it? There was like some famously improvised line. It was in Zoolander, where Ben Stiller's character, Zoolander, he's like talking to the guy in the graveyard, the hand model, about the fact that like use the bad guy in the movies using male models to like basically brainwash them and use them to assassinate people. And Ben Stiller's like, why male models? And then the guy goes on and monologues about why specifically male models are a good choice because they have like no brains basically of their own. And then he goes on this huge rant, and then afterwards Ben Stiller's like, but why male models? Apparently that was all improvised. I'm a huge fan of like fun facts about lines that were actually improvised. But anyway, Cyber Ninja says, how are you doing? We're doing good. Eepy, a little tired. But oh yeah, it looks like they're getting into the Lord of the Rings this whole. Apparently they have a bunch of these that I did not know was a thing. I have the One Ring base core book somewhere. This is my my shelf of books, by the way. Let me see if I can show you guys. This is the shelf of books. The Lord of the Rings One Ring 1 is here. Here? Shit, it's somewhere in here. I know I have one. Shit, okay, well, maybe I don't. And then used to have a real name one here says, or Christopher Lee knowing the sound that a man makes when he's stabbed. Is that a thing? I didn't know that. Wait, as in like the actor like knows the sound? That's kind of fucked up. Crayhawk says, Lord of the Rings is what you watch, and someone points out that Viggo broke his toe in that one scene where he kicks the helmet. Yeah, the helmet kick. And then, let's see. Where the fuck is... This won't come out. Ah, here we are. Okay, at the very least we can, like, put these little guys together. So, if you aren't familiar with starter sets, by the way, they essentially contain, like, a quick start rule book, a small tiny little adventure that's functionally like a one-shot, lasts like maybe 3 hours, predetermined character sheets. You can make your own, but generally it's better to go with the ones that they give you. And this one is for Regin Stonefist, who's a dwarf. Gira, daughter of LotR. Oh my god, who else? Fimberthil of the Havens, who I think is an elf. It actually has some really nice artwork. You can see here. Fimberthil, sorry. Mentha Northtooks, who is a hobbit, judging by the fact that she just has her toes out in this art. Wildly hairy, by the way. Dude, I had a friend who cosplayed as a hobbit on TikTok once, and so many people were asking for feet pics, but specifically really hairy feet, that she could have made an obscene amount of money doing it. She didn't end up selling hairy feet pics in like cosplay with like fake hair, but apparently that's a market. And then doing here Eagle Nose, whose heroic culture is Rangers of the North. Is that just their name for humans? Is this just a human? This looks like just a human. This looks like just some guy, but I guess he's their ranger. Oh, and there's a letter. Okay. Pia Patel says, yeah, Christopher Lee was in the British SAS in World War II. Oh, also, Cedrical says Gollum in French is the goat. Let's see, Ryan says Christopher Lee was a badass in war, and when his character was supposed to die, he said, that's not how someone's getting stabbed sounds. This is, and proceeded to show Peter Jackson the correct death sound. Oh, that's terrifying. Also, Brian says to check what the values on the D20 are. Replace the symbols. Put your finger on the symbol on the side and the side on the opposite side. The total should be 21. Works for D6s as well. Total equals 7 and D12 equals 13. So if I put one finger on one side and one on the other, the thing is the 1 and the 20 are on the opposite sides, so that still doesn't tell me what the numbers are or which one is which, I guess. But maybe you have to know Elvish or whatever the symbols are. But I imagine one of them is 20 and one of them is definitely 1. And I guess I could look at an actual D20. Do I have one? What am I saying? Do I have one? I have D20s everywhere. At any point in my apartment, if I reach around to like within a 5-foot radius of me, at any given coordinate, there's a D20 around here. These are the canine glass set that I have from Norse Foundry. They're like frosted glass too. It's really cool. Gnome Father says Christopher Lee actually was in the military and is a total baddie. And let's see, used to have my real name on here. Says Ian Fleming based James Bond in part on Christopher Lee. Oh, hi Jennifer. Hello. Okay, so I want to find this little symbol that looks like Elder Futhark is on the 19 side, or on the side that's right next to 19. 19, 7, and 13. Oh, it's the 1. You guys aren't going to be able to see super well, but this side is the 1, which means the one with the eye looking thing is the 20. Based on how dice are, where is it? Where's the eye? Yeah, there we go. The eye looking thing is the 20. If we're using this as a template. Okay, good to know. Pio Patel says, lol, Diana asking if she has a D20. I have more D20s than I know what to do with. I found one the other day lying around that was, let me see. Here we go. Didn't even have to get up for it. This is the Mimic, like the Christmas Mimic D20 that I got forever ago. From Alyssa over at Sphinx Stationery. It is kind of hard to see, and here, let me flip the camera around maybe. I'll make it easier. So this is the Mimic D20 from Dire Fox Dice, and it's like a snow globe, essentially. It's liquid core. It has a little Mimic wearing a Christmas hat inside, and then like, you know, obviously snow and fake snow on the inside. The facets make it kind of hard to see the entire Mimic in its entirety, but you can definitely see like both eyes there, and then the tongue and whatnot. I think it's cool. I think it's neat. Nice little Christmassy vibe. Ryan says that Mimic D20 is so cool. What the hell? Yeah. But let's see. Pio Patel says, I mean, don't you have a giant plushie D20? Yeah, that one's over there. I'm staring at it. It's in my open closet. I'm just tired. Let's see. Also, Rose Jake says, does that mean they use Gandalf's symbol as a nat 1? Is that what Gandalf's symbol is? The eye thing with like a little, what looks like a duck footprint in the middle? I can actually show you guys this too. I don't see why not. This is the D20. So it's got like this symbol in the 20, and then this is the 1. The little half menorah looking thing. So that's where we're at. Let's see. Gnome Father said also Christopher Lee did make a metal album, because of course he did. Jesus, who is this guy? Fucking wild. But let's see. So it looks like this comes with like a letter that I guess is the beginning part of the module. Oh yeah, this is for the GM. It has the journey path, different events, the company, so like the people who are traveling, and the journey log. And then it's also got a bunch of miniatures. But like, so starter sets don't come with like proper minis usually. They usually come with one set of dice at least, and then these like standee minis. So it has one for all of the characters. I guess the Walking Dead game might have like the normal ones, but they're two-sided, which is nice. Oh, it actually says what they are. It says this guy's name is Gareth. Gareth? Gareth. Is this an actual creature? He looks like a fucked up wolf. Let's see. Used to have my real name, says I think that's the symbol Gandalf carved into Bilbo's door. I might be wrong, but my any Tolkien scholar can correct me. Oh, it's the Elvish rune for the letter G. Oh. Pero Jukic says Satan loves your work. Oh my god, I hope so. Hello. Satan, if you're watching, big fan. Hamcog is also another guy. Are these like canonical characters? It's Hakmog. Hakmogg. And then beyond that, it looks like a bunch of direwolf looking things. Ryan says, well, unfortunately, time to go back to work. I saw the blasphemous question of what is Lord of the Rings and had to come be upset about it. I'll catch you later, Diana. Have a good night. Maybe I won't carve out all of the little guys for now. But, okay, so that's cool. The Lord of the Rings role-playing game, the 5e. Here's the thing. The Lord of the Rings role-playing is what they call it. It doesn't say role-playing game, it just says role-playing. And then that is different from the One Ring role-playing game, because they're different systems, and keeping them straight in my head is a pain in the ass. But Ryan says, should probably get back to my tables. Oh, yeah. Enjoy your tables. I don't know if you're talking about, like, tabletop tables or, like, you're a waiter or some such. Either way, tell your friends or customers that I said hi. So, yeah, I have so many dice within, like, a a teeny radius of me at any given point in time. I need to make a joke at some point, a short form video about the use of caltrops instead of like actual safety gear in my apartment in case someone were to try to break in. Another one that I have that I need to put away is in here, actually. I got it as part of my Shadow Dart game that I did at Gen Con. And let's see. Yeah, here we are. This is a super teeny set of polyhedral dice that are green and gold. So I really like these. Green is my favorite color. I picked it randomly without looking at it and just happened to get my favorite colors. So I was very happy with that. It also matches my business card. I don't know if I've shown you guys. Most people only see this when it's like in, I don't know, actually being handed to them in my hand. But I have a business card. It looks like this. It says Dining at the Rose, and then it's got like gold foil and then my business email and all that. This is public info. I'm not showing anything crazy, but it's got a QR code and like really subtle designs on it that I really like. Like you can barely see, but there's a teeny little leaf in the background in certain lighting. So green and gold are definitely like very strong brand colors. But, you know. Gnome Father says, for the fellow who asked, it's close but not quite. His is just straight lines with no dots. Oh, okay. Also, Ryan says, bartender and server, but yes, we'll spread the cult of the rose along. Goodness. And then, let's see, Hans, hello. Hi, same with Honey Duck, good to see you, good to see you. But yeah, those are my, oh no, I forgot to put this back. So I guess that's the starter set. I feel like it's kind of nice that they have their own custom subclasses and everything. Like, assuming that you can play as a hobbit and like I guess they might have a variant of ranger or some such, but I never know how to fully feel about starter sets. I do enjoy them. I like them as a concept, and I feel like it's really good for one shots, especially if it's like, hey guys, let's just hop into this. I don't have to do any prep on the GM side, you don't have to do any prep on the player side, but we want to try this new system, like let's give it a shot. That's really like, especially if you're not 100% sure if you'll like the game, it's the best bang for your buck that you can really get, especially in this day and age, right, where you know D&D costs $50 a book and you have to have at least 2 of them to play. So but yeah. Gnome Father says, Frandolin, my children are hiding, preparing to cut onions in people's apartments. What a holiday. Also, let's see. Aha, here we are. Okay, we also had the One Ring starter set, and it's called Overhill and Underhill. I was not aware of the amount of hills in Lord of the Rings, so I'm not 100% sure where this goes. It says, not far ahead were dreary hills. Oh, it's a quote from The Hobbit. You're enjoying a rare quiet evening at the inn in Bree when a hunter joins your table to share a tale about a dark threat looming over the North Downs. However, you're not merely simple guests at the Prancing Pony, you're members of a company. It's your self-appointed duty to inquire about the bone-chilling dangers that might emerge from houseless hills beyond. Are you ready to take the road to adventure? Okay, so it includes condensed rules, the complete adventure over hill and under hill, which brings heroes deep into the wild lands of northern Eriador to face a threat, a map of Eriador, illustrated cardboard stand-up figures for player heroes and adversaries, and 5 pre-generated and illustrated player heroes. They call their players player heroes, like player-heroes. It's also got feat dice and success dice, so it's kind of like a dice pool system. Does it say what system it actually uses? It doesn't say. It's just got a bunch of copyright info. Is it a pool system to say, like the Year Zero engine? There's no shot. Because I know that's what their the Walking Dead one used. Underhill's Hobbit surname says real name. Oh, got it. Also, Humble Druid says, are you doing any D&D campaigns? I am. So I'm currently a player in a Chains of Asmodeus campaign. Chains of Asmodeus is a third-party module that takes people from levels, I want to say 10 or 11 through to 20, and you travel through all the layers of the 9 hells, and it's got a lot to do with sin and like character choice and character backstories and things like that, and you're trying to reclaim souls for yourself and also a special soul. Hi, Caleb! That is going to destroy the world if put in the wrong hands. So it's a very cool campaign. It's on Sundays it starts at 2:30 Pacific time, so whatever that is for you guys, and it runs for about 3 hours-ish. But it's live streamed, and then also, sorry, that was probably really loud for you guys. It's also available on Madaloon's channel here on YouTube. So let's see. Brandon says, I thought that was merely Frodo's pseudonym to avoid the big folk catching on. Underhill. Oh. Big folk is in like humans? Also, no, father says feet, not feet, thank goodness, or dang it, depending on who you ask. Speaking of feet, we have the dice here, which have the same symbols. Again, it's like that little eye one, and this is the, oh, this is the one. It's like the three. Actually, again, I can just turn around the camera. I keep forgetting that I can actually do just this when I'm mobile streaming, but these are the D6s that they gave me. It looks like the 6 has this little T on it as well. And then the D12s are here. They give you 2 D12s. This is the one side. No, that can't be the one side. What is this? Because that's the one, isn't it? Am I crazy? That's a 6. What is happening? This must be the 12. The I, I'm assuming. But yeah, they both have like this. Well, I've like, no, maybe this is the 7? Is there another 7? There is a 7. So what the fuck? I don't know anything anymore. I think I'd have to learn a whole new language to play this game. Let's see. Umbral says, hello, Dan. Hi! And Brandon says, yep, and the Nazgul. In the beginning, they were merely black riders. I've heard the name Nazgul before. Are they the bad guys, or are they, like, kind of okay? Because I love their outfits. GB says, it's a D10 with basically a crit and fumble symbol. Oh. So, like, high roll, low roll. I see. Welcome to the One Ring. If this is your first role-playing game, congrats. It looks like they have, like, a proper player handbook, and then there's a bunch of modules. There's Moria, Through the Doors of Durin, Realms of the Three Rings, Tales from the Lone Lands, and Ruins of the Lost Realm. Oh, shit! Oh, shit, this is kind of cool. The Quick Start rulebook they have is, oh my god, once again, impossible to get out of the book. But the art is kind of sick. Look at that. I'm kind of here for it. I know the One Ring, the Lord of the Rings rolled like that. I always assumed it was a kid's thing, right? I never watched Lord of the Rings. One of the reasons that I don't watch things is if it's perceived as a kid's thing, I just don't. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh, this explains it. Hold on. Okay, so here's what the actual dice rolls are. Wait, the Nazgul are bad? Very, very bad, says Pedro. Oh, so it looks like this symbol, whatever this is a success, and then the I is a 0. Perhaps. So if you roll that for a journey event, it's a terrible misfortune. And then here it's a joyful sight, whatever that means. But that's kind of cool. That's very fantasy-ish. Also has to do with like wound severity, which I really like. I really like the concept of different wound severities in tabletop games. I feel like that and like, permanent scars are kind of underused, at least in D&D. The Nazgul are the kings of old, tricked by Sauron into wearing rings, and they got shaded. Shaded? They're servants of Sauron. Oh, Joseph Nguyen says, hey, I'm new to this one too. Hello, Joseph, welcome in. Gavin says, yeah, don't knock kids shows. I personally love Bluey. I have heard really good things about Bluey. Don't they tackle like insanely adult topics in that show? Where you can be like, oh god, what do you call it? Where you can like chat to your kid about adoption and like death and things like that through Bluey. But Sarah says, I love your freckles. Thank you, they're fake. And Rose Jake says, that makes sense. The Eye of Sauron is bad and Gandalf is good. Oh, okay. It just doesn't, it's weird because the eye isn't 1. The 1 is a 1. Anyway, it's also got the actual adventure here, which, ooh. Oh yeah, the eye shows up right before the page on dangerous encounters. So that kind of tracks. So there's that. The maps are kind of cute too. I will also say the actual map should be in here somewhere. It also comes with, like any starter set, as I mentioned before, it comes with your player character sheets already pre-made. And these are actually the same sheets, or the same characters and the same adventuring party from the 5e Lord of the Rings role-playing game. So it's the same like elf lady, the same ranger, the same hobbit lady with the hairy feet, things like that. But this one comes with a map, which is, maybe this will make sense to you guys. Well, huh. Perhaps. Maybe? Possibly. It smells weird. I'm gonna stop holding it underneath my nose, perhaps. But, and here is the other side. The other side looks really fucking cool. I like this circle design, whatever it's supposed to mean. It looks like rearward defensive, opened, forward. Engage enemies. Oh, this is a battle map. Oh, this is like a showdown. Foes standing back. You're supposed to defend it, aren't you? Oh no, it looks like you're on top of a hill and you have to defend the hill. You guys won't be able to see the words super clearly, but anything that's like highlighted in red, like this over here, is where enemies are approaching you. So I'm assuming that has something to do with like an actual hill that you are standing on and trying to defend. It also looks like the hill or the creatures that you get in the token pack are the same creatures, like the exact same ones that you get in the other starter set. So it might straight up be just an adaptation of the exact same adventure. And so just in two different systems. So I guess pro advice from your friendly local content creator and reviewer is that they are really high quality art, really high quality pieces. I love the aesthetic. I love how gorgeous it is, and how it explains how the dice work, because I'm dumb. And I don't know that, but you should probably only get one of the two, either the One Ring role-playing game or the 5e adaptation of it. You don't need both because it seems like the same general adventure. It uses the same characters and uses the same monsters at least. So just be aware of that, I suppose. Someone says, what are your opinions on Avatar The Last Airbender, seeing as it's a kid's show? I have not seen it. I've heard that it's really good. I think I watched the Blue People Avatar, and that's about it. So I did also straight up meet the voice actress for Toph at one point at a party and at a little group hangout. We did like a co-work thing when I was hanging out with some friends in LA. Did not know who she was. Still not 100% sure I could recognize her or her name if I saw her in the wild, but she was really nice. Brandon says, I'm surprised they rotoscoped most of the action scenes in the animated version. They did? Oh, that must have taken forever. That is crazy. But yeah, let's see. That's the only interaction I have with Avatar: The Last Airbender, honestly. Not much. All right, let me put all this away. That's about all I have for like showcasing for the day. I guess I can answer more questions, but I fear I can't answer anything regarding Lord of the Rings. I'm just not good at it. We can kind of walk through like my bookshelf again. We've talked about that in the past. The all the games that I have here. Hold on, let me see. I've been asked a bunch like what my favorite games are. Oh, there it is. Realms of the Three Rings. That's what I was given. Also, check out this jawbone. This one time I went to a restaurant that had like a dinner that you could do where it's everyone pays like $100 or something, and then you get a suckling pig that you can just kind of like watch them tear apart in front of you and carve up, and then everyone gets a little bit of pig. It's like a pig roast essentially. And I tore it apart and bleached one of the bones, so I got to keep it because they had no rules about that. They looked at me a little bit weird when I said I wanted to keep it, but they were like, yeah, that's fine, I guess. So I keep that. Here. If I ever get haunted, it's gonna be by that baby pig. Also, Tyler says, do you have any thoughts on Humblewood? I saw Pay What You Want, and I'm interested in your thoughts. I haven't actually played it. I don't think I know a lot about what it is. I feel like I should like it. I know it's kind of like more cozy 5e stuff, right? Like they have more species that are like animal based. You can play as like birds and hedgehogs and things like that, from what I understand. It seems like a lot of people really liked it. And I think that's kind of the direction that WotC. Dude, there's been so much discourse lately about Wizards of the Coast and the fact that they aren't appealing to women properly. And they put out something that was like, oh, we need to appeal to like K-pop audiences more, or like, oh, we need romantasy in our games more. And it's like, dude, no one wants that. No one asked you for K-pop and romantasy. We're just asking to not get harassed at game stores. But things like cute animals and things like Humblewood or Bloomborough for Magic the Gathering are a good step. And just more aesthetic appeal, I think, would help a little bit, and not dense amounts of reading to get through. Lowering barriers also, just in general, is a good direction to take. They did a lot of that with the 2024 edition of the game. But yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts on Humblewood yet. I really just haven't looked into it. Let's see. Gavin says, keeping the bone makes sense to me. Yeah, there were also some people who like carved out the eyeballs and wanted to eat it. And I think one person ate it and they said it just tasted fine. Like they didn't have anything to say about it. Oh yeah, Michaela Murphy, that's her name. Rose Jake says you got to be the Michaela Jill Murphy. That's someone I would love to see. She was super nice. She was chill. We hung out at a pool party too. That was fun. But yeah, these are my ladies. These are my games. One thing I got recently that was really cool too. Let me grab it here. is a special deck from Metas Media. They were the people who did Historica Arcanum, who I just did a unboxing video. So you can see like the full layout of everything they sent me over on TikTok. But one of the things they sent me was something called the Deck of the Damned. And essentially it's compatible with 5e. And what it does is it gives you 3 different decks. And there's the blue Deck of the Damned that goes from level 1 to 3 that has to do with basically like different stress that you can get underneath arcane circumstances. So for example, if you're like summoning a creature for the first time, or if you witness magic go horribly wrong or something like that, then the GM can draw from this deck and then present your character with a roll that they have to make in order to overcome stress. So for example, severity 1, it says, a creeping dread takes root in your heart. Where once magic was a beacon, now it stands as a harbinger of shadows. Each incantation and every mage's gesture awakens a primal fear, gnawing at the edges of your resolve. So the character in the party with the lowest wisdom score has to resolve a DC 12 wisdom saving throw after witnessing what just happened. They basically become afraid of magic if they fail. On a failed save, overwhelmed by the paralyzing terror, you become a quivering shadow, seeing enemies in every spellcaster, hearing doom in every whispered incantation, and forever trapped in the relentless grip of your own fear. When a spell is cast near 90 feet of you, when you can see or hear it, you must succeed on a DC 10 wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you're frightened of the source. So you have this permanent effect now until you like take a long rest and release some stress. If you succeed though, nothing happens. So the blue deck is for things like that, where it's like magic based stress. And then there's also combat stress. So let me see if I can grab that. That's the red deck, sorry. So combat severity 2, for example. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh man, this is for anyone who's a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. It says, within the vast cosmos of arcane mysteries, where energies flow and ethereal currents pulse, your inner light, a beacon of magical prowess, faces a dire eclipse. The very wellspring of your power, which once surged and swelled with resplendent luminance, now threatens to dim. So you have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. And if you fail, sorcerers can't use their sorcery points or metamagic features for 1d6 rounds. Wizards can't use subclass features for 1d6 rounds. But there's also like general combat severity, things like morale save throws that you have to make. And then the last deck, the green deck, is all about like general terror and tragedy is what it's called. So a tragedy severity 3, let me see. One of these says, on the precipice of oblivion, the void below beckons with insatiable hunger. Its gravity, a siren song promising solace in the embrace of nothingness. You have to make a DC 16 wisdom saving throw, and if you fail, it says, unable to resist the overpowering pull, you're consumed by the abyss, your essence spiraling deeper into the void, where torment is your only companion, and you fall into a coma. Only a spell of 6th level or higher can end your condition, but if you succeed in the Surge of Defiance, you get advantage on Constitution and Death saving throws. So there's some pretty cool stuff in here. I thought that was sick. That's the only other thing I have to show off that came in recently. Umbral Chronic said, I had to take my dog out. Lord of the Rings went away. What is this? Yeah, I finished looking through the books, or the boxes, so not much there. But then we started switching over to the Deck of the Damned and the stuff that's on my bookshelf in general. But I think that is all the time I have. Peanut says, have you seen carved skulls? There are several cultures that do it. Yeah, a lot of people will do that around here. I think they do it around here in an appropriative way, but I think there might also be some Native American cultures that do it. But we have a lot of carved cow skulls. Also, Tyler says, did you play a game of Magic the Gathering yet? I haven't, but I'm taking my deck to PAX West, so hopefully I can. And let's see. Someone said, what are your thoughts on Name of the Wind? I actually don't know what that is. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. That is new. Is it a book series? Tony Gunn says, hi, Native here. What did we do? Now that we were talking about carved skulls, and I was trying to be, because like we have a lot of them sold at like basically farmers markets and like our craft fairs and things like that here. I'm in Central Oregon, and I'm like, there's a chance that it's done by like Native Americans as part of Native culture, but I doubt it considering it's Central Oregon, and it's probably just appropriation of some culture or another, so I don't know. Oh, it's the latest book in the Cosmere, says Real Name. I actually know nothing about the Cosmere. I'm so sorry. It's like so very much beyond my, I don't know, my essentially my frame of reference. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong, says Real Name. Oh, got it. Tony Gunn says, I don't believe we've ever done it, but I'll allow it. Also, let's see. Llama says, "Oh no, I missed out on the bulk of the show. I just got out of work. Oh man, I'm sorry you got out of work late." But yeah, I'm about to wrap up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Sorry I'm so eepy today. I slept like entirely too much and still feel like I could sleep some more. One of these days, I'm genuinely gonna go through and just take a Saturday off and just sleep the whole day and not do anything. I'm gonna book a day actually on my calendar right after this and and set it aside for just sleeping because I'm so tired all the time. And if that doesn't fix me, I don't know what will. Anyway, I will see you guys back again on Monday. For those who are watching on a mobile version, I will have a mobile version of the stream up, and it is going to be a Q&A stream. Anything to do with content creation, especially streaming, and anything to do with like, you know, being a YouTuber, being a TikToker, being a streamer, being a podcast host, a panelist, anything to do with this space, especially with tabletop gaming, but also just in general. I'm going to be answering your guys' questions, doing a little workshop, and not doing the shitty thing where I'm hiding content creation advice behind a paywall. You just have to pop in and listen, and I'll answer your guys' questions. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, I'll be posting some more stuff today and tomorrow. So keep an eye out. Love you all, and have